Alrighty, this is going to be my final for the complex set piece and also the, or complex centerpiece and also the finished environment as a whole. I'll be showing off the lower poly version, but I'll show the higher poly version at the end just because it's kind of hard to move around the scene. I'll start from the front right here. Oh, too far. I'll start from the front right here. So my general design for this was to have a outdoor but still somewhat enclosed corridor going down the middle, taking you to the centerpiece. So at the start here, we lined this entranceway with a arch and the hedges. Did a second arch over here, while having the stone pathway run through the middle of it. To kind of give it a bit more of an open environment feel, I created these little alleyways as well where there's some gardening done. So over here we have the planters I created and the garden stakes for growing roses, as well as some roses in these garden posts over here. Put the well here as well, since that's where you would be getting the water to actually water these plants. And while going down the main alleyway, we also put these lamp posts here. Tried to make them seem a little bit older by having these have been like fallen down. Some of them are missing. This one's not here anymore. Try to give it a little more character, I guess. On this side, there's no well because you wouldn't really need a well on this side since there's one already over there. So I just put the bench here for an area to sit and a rock to kind of explain why the path can't continue on any further because there's boulders blocking it. I sprinkled a couple of trees around just to sort of add a bit more depth to the area. Then we have this little building here that's long been ruined. My idea for this was just basically like a garden shed. This is where spare materials were kept, which is also what we kind of have going on back here with the wagon cart here, whatever you want to call it. And a couple of old pots in there as well. This one's kind of fallen down because the board's broken. And I couldn't really end up finding anywhere good for the shield to be put. I was going to put it with the swords, which you'll see in a minute, but it didn't really look quite right with the rest of them. So I just hid it around the corner here with this cart. And I tried to enclose the garden area, the actual like garden shed area, with these stone walls. This is another thing I think I would have kept out if it wasn't in the production plan, because it doesn't really fit too well with the rest of the scene. I think it kind of stands out a bit too much. There we go, back to it. That's kind of the end of it for the entranceway. I'll give you a shot going down it. There we go, that's pretty nice. Then we get to the actual set piece itself down here, which is this big tree I made. If I can get a good angle at it. There we go. So I was going to put some planes on it to like sort of simulate the leaves, but I felt like it just kind of... I almost like it a bit more that it looks kind of like it's dead with no leaves anymore. I think if I had a bit more time, I would have tapered off the ends here a little bit, but I think overall it serves its purpose. With the root system down here as well, breaking off and spreading it out, making it feel much larger than it is. And if we zoom in, we have these swords around here. It's the same sword copy and pasted, just resized and spread around. And we have these crosses here to signify basically people have died here, unfortunately. And then I added in the curved objects around this area just to give these swords a bit more personality. So we have this one connected to chains going into the ground. Over here, this one has a ring on it, and the ring on the ground that's fallen off from just wind and other things. Oop. There we go. And this one has a necklace going around it and through the little guard here. And then we have a couple more benches, if I can get a good angle. There we go. A couple more benches. That one's been knocked over, again, just because of wind and whatnot. And these pillars here just kind of signify the end of the garden area and into this more of a burial site. But that just about covers it for the set piece. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going to go ahead and end the recording.